This is Michael Gerace with Clearview Sewer Cams. It is January 27th, 2022. We're located at 1771 E Mountain St Pasadena, California. We're performing a waistline and sewer line inspection through the 3-inch ABS plastic waistline cleanout at the rear of the house, right next to a column. We're going to go ahead and zero out our camera monitor in a moment. We're going to set our camera right next to the opening of the ABS cleanout, and this is our backyard area. That's the ADU, and this is our 3-inch ABS plastic waistline cleanout. We'll set our camera right at the opening, and we'll zero out our camera monitor to get a good accurate reading. And we're going to begin pushing into the waistline. Down into the waistline. And now we're pushing through. And I got a lot of debris on the camera lens. We're going to pull it out for just a moment. I'm going to try and wipe it down a little bit. Got some cobwebs on there and such. Okay. I'm going to insert our camera one more time. Okay, we're going to begin running out toward the front of the house. Holding a little bit of water and debris in the line. We've got ABS plastic pipe and fittings. Continue to push out. And now we're into cast iron pipe and fittings. At this point, we're 35 feet out. We're underneath the house. Transition to cast iron pipe and fittings, and cast iron pipe and fittings have a lot of buildup, a lot of corrosion. I don't see any holes or anything like that in there right now. Kind of hard to tell sometimes too with all the corrosion. This line needs to be cleaned real well. Should be hydrojetted. Continue to push out. Turn. Another little turn. Turn. Should transition to probably a vitreous clay sewer line here before too long. At the property line by the sidewalk area. Pushing somewhat briskly. Now it's kind of hard to push the camera out that far. pause for a moment. We're going to locate this area, and then we're going to run some water to try and help us push out. We're going to pause now for a moment. Okay, we were able to push out all the way into the city sewer. You can see the water flowing through. And we shut our water down now. We couldn't really see much, so we paused for a moment. Now we're going to pull back, and we're going to view the sewer line all the way back. It's primarily all cast iron from what I can see, all the way from the tie-in to the city sewer. And this is our tie-in right here that we're pulling back to. That is the city sewer tie-in connection. And as you can see, pretty well restricted right there from the corrosion. Got a lot of corrosion in there, which, I mean, you still have probably 60% of an opening, which sometimes is a lot more than what we have, where we have root intrusions and all. So it's still draining pretty well. Just have a lot of corrosion in there, a lot of buildup. Piping is more than likely it's original, I'm sure, and that's at about 100 years old. So as you can see, you have it looks like barnacles, big old lumps on the sides. I would recommend installing a mainline sewer cleanout at the front of the house, and then going ahead and hydrojetting, cleaning this line up. Continue to pull back. We're in the middle, about the middle of the street. Now we're going to pull back to the house. We'll pull back to the house and we'll mark it out where a mainline sewer cleanout could be installed. I would put in a two-way cleanout system. This way you could hydrojet back into the house as well. Don't really see any major breaks or anything. Nothing collapsed. No major root intrusion in any of the cast iron. Doesn't really appear to be penetrated by root intrusion, which is good. So if it's cleaned up, it may hold up for some time. Pull back to approximately 80 feet, and then we'll locate out in front. If we hit a turn before 80 feet, we'll pause there because that may be the turn as we're coming outside the house. I know we had some turns in there. And we're hitting a turn right there. So I'm going to go back out just a few feet and we're going to locate this area. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we located this area and we are out in the grass in the front yard. So we're going to pull back about 20 feet. Making some turns. I'm going to pause right here for a moment. We're just going to locate this area and then we'll adjust wherever we need to adjust. We're going to pause again for one moment. Okay, we're going to pull back approximately 8 feet. I'm going to pause right here for a moment, relocate. Okay, we marked this area at the front of the house with an orange flag, and we're going to continue to pull back. Pulling back all the way toward our clean out, and that's our transition underneath the house. We're running from ABS plastic to the cast iron. With remodeling that was done and such, they put ABS plastic in and removed the cast iron, but there's still a good bit of cast iron underneath. Going back toward our clean out, and all the ABS plastic appears to be in fairly decent condition. Fair and maintainable condition, which is about as good as it gets when it's not brand new. We're going to pause for a moment. We're going to move our camera equipment over to the ADU. We're going to try and run through the ADU and just trace it and see where it goes and see the condition. So we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to begin recording again. We are at the back of the ADU, or at the front of the ADU, actually, going toward the driveway area. There is an inlet right here. There was a piece of pipe, I believe, might have been for a laundry sink or something outside that's tied to the sewer out here. And this is the ABS plastic pipe we're going to try and get through here. That's going out toward the driveway, and this is going out back toward the alleyway. So we're going to zero out our camera monitor right at the opening. We're going to insert our camera. See if we can get in. Probably not. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we remove the adapter, and we're going to zero back out again. So we remove the adapter in that piece that had the broken 2-inch pipe, and we should be able to get right in now. And we're underwater right now, running out toward the driveway area, toward the front of the house. And we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, it appears that it is running out toward the back of the main house where the clean out was. We're going to just continue to push out. Got some debris in the line. Try and flush that a little bit. We're going to pause and locate again. Okay, we should have about another 15 feet before we see the fitting at the back of the house. More than likely, that's where it's going from what I can see. There's some water in the line. It's kind of flat. There is some debris, and I think that we're about there. I'm going to pause for a moment again, locate this area. Okay, we flushed the line out a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and pull our camera back now. This is at the back of the main house where we ran through the clean out earlier all the way to the street. It does hold back a little bit of water. It's got some bellies in it a little bit. We do have a tiny bit of water running too. Not a lot. See, it kind of swirls a little bit. That means it's holding the water and not draining out exactly the way it should, but it's not terrible. It is draining. You do get some bellies in ABS plastic sometimes, but the plastic piping in the joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Pulling back toward our ABS adapter on the side of the ADU now, making some turns. And as I said, the ABS plastic pipe and fittings appear to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Back, going up and out of our clean out in the adapter where it had the 2-inch, or excuse me, 1.5 inch ABS plastic piping attached from what appears to be a wash sink outside. That the line was broken and the wash sink was taken out. And that concludes our video waste line and sewer line inspection of the main house and the ADU.